You know, I thought that I was taping, but I wasn't. I came out here thinking I was taping and I wasn't. I got a jet right up there. There's Quince right there. Bob had a fire yesterday. I only have 2 blocks of suet out, and I'm getting a lot of birds because of the suet. I haven't bought any thistle. I have to clean the thistle keeper out better. And let me walk over here again. I have this right here. Bridal wreath. And I have lots and lots of sawdust right here. It used to be horse or cat litter, but Bob is using it as mulch, and I want him to put it a lot more underneath the actual plants instead of 3 feet away from them. But I'll talk to him about it. Maybe it'll happen. I have a few of my bulbs blooming in the back. I planted that from bulbs that I either bought from Lowe's, or I dug up from a house that was being demolished. Probably that's more true, because I have only bought bulbs once or twice in my life. And it looks like something is making a nest in that teapot. I hope so. Got an azalea that looks like it might do something this year. It's underneath the bench. There's some more bulbs not doing a thing. I could just dig them all up and give them to someone. Somebody else might be able to do something with these bulbs. There's garlic planted right next to these other bulbs. They might bloom in a month. And there's my nod to Linda Vader, V-A-T-E-R. She doesn't like blue. She's a green, aficionado. She tried to go with blue, but at Christmas she just couldn't handle it. She had to cover blue seat cushions. Anyway, so, and my Althea has some oak and loads of vines growing through it. The vine is probably a scuppernong or some other kind of grape. Some of the seeds are beautiful, but I really don't want them growing all over the place. So I'm going to be cutting it today. Well, anyway. And I have to cut this as well, because this has got a big portion of it that's dead. This is a wild or indigenous or native azalea. So everybody who talks about native plants, well, how are you going to get those native plants unless somebody goes out and roots native things? Most people are going to dig them up and take them from their native place, which is great because so many places are being dug up now for new construction. So this is my French pussy willow. And you can barely see the pussy willows. They're just very little. Probably tomorrow or the next day they'll get much more pronounced and pretty. And then they'll turn into these big yellow things that are kind of funny. I don't know if they have seeds or anything like that. All I know is that bees like them. I used to have a tree that was taller than this window. All the way, I think that's probably about 10 feet. So it used to be at least 10 feet tall. And it used to meet this tree, Lady Banksia. And this Lady Banksia used to climb 30-foot, 40-foot tall Leyland cypress. 1 or 2 of them were covered in this, and it would bloom yellow, and it would be so funny to look at a Leyland cypress blooming yellow Lady Banksia blossoms in the spring. But I loved it. It was very fun. I wrote an article once about how roses can climb things and how wonderful it can be for it to climb a tree, and you don't even have to train it, it just does it. And what's wonderful about Lady Banks is that it has no thorns or prickles or stickers or anything like that. It's just so beautiful, and it only blooms once a year, and it doesn't have a great smell, but it is still wonderful because it's beautiful. You don't always have to have a smell. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little walk.